In the sands of ancient Egypt, where life and death were bound by ritual and divinity, one figure stood at the gates between the living and the dead, Anubis. The jackal-headed god, shrouded in mystery, was feared, revered, and worshipped as the eternal guardian of souls. But who was Anubis truly, a god of death or a god of protection? Anubis, known to the Egyptians as Inpu or Anpu, is one of the oldest deities in Egypt's pantheon. His name means to decay, a reference to the transformation of the body after death. Originally, before Osiris took the throne of the Underworld, Anubis was considered the supreme god of the dead. In the earliest pyramid texts, dating back to around 2400 BC, Anubis is described as he who is upon his mountain, watching over the necropolis, ensuring the peace of the tombs. Jackals, scavengers of the desert, were feared for their habit of digging near graves. The Egyptians, seeking protection from this threat, transformed the jackal into a symbol of divine guardianship, a protector rather than a destroyer. And thus, the jackal-headed Anubis emerged as a god of embalming, mummification, and the protector of the dead. In Egyptian belief, the journey to the afterlife was perilous. The dead did not simply pass into peace, they faced tests, dangers, and the final judgment. Anubis's role was essential, guide of souls. He led the deceased safely through the dangers of Duat. Protector of the body, he ensured the corpse was properly preserved, for without a whole body, the soul could not live on. Master of judgment. In the Hall of Two Truths, Anubis weighed the heart of the dead against the feather of Maat, goddess of truth and justice. In this moment, Anubis stood impartial. If the heart was light, the soul entered paradise. If heavy with sin, the soul was devoured by Amit, and its existence erased forever. As Egyptian mythology evolved, the role of Anubis changed. With the rise of Osiris as the Lord of the Dead, Anubis shifted from king to high priest, serving as the embalmer of Osiris himself. According to legend, after Osiris was murdered and dismembered by his brother Set, it was Anubis who carefully reassembled his body and performed the first mummification. This sacred act established the divine ritual that every Egyptian would undergo for thousands of years. From then on, Anubis was seen as the protector of Osiris and the guide of all souls who hoped to join him in the field of reeds. Anubis's black jackal head was more than mere decoration. The black color symbolized the fertile soil of the Nile, representing rebirth and life after death. He was often depicted holding the Ankh, symbol of life, and a flail or scepter, representing authority over the dead. Temples and tombs often bore his image, and small amulets of Anubis were placed among the wrappings of mummies to protect the deceased. In funeral processions, a priest wearing the mask of Anubis would oversee the rites, imitating the god who first embalmed Osiris. Worship of Anubis was widespread. In Sinopolis, the city of the dog, great temples were dedicated to him, and sacred jackals were mummified in his honor. The embalming priests of Egypt considered themselves servants of Anubis, performing their work with prayers and spells calling upon his protection. These rituals were not merely physical preservation, they were spiritual acts, believed to transform the deceased into an eternal divine being. As Egypt changed, so did Anubis. In the Greco-Roman period, he merged with the Greek god Hermes to become Hermanubis, still guiding souls to the afterlife. Though Christianity and Islam would eventually replace the old gods, Anubis never truly vanished. His image persisted on tomb walls, amulets, and later in art, literature, and popular culture. Even today, Anubis stands as a universal symbol of death, protection, and the eternal journey beyond. Anubis, the jackal-headed god, was more than a figure of fear. He was a protector, a guide, and a friend to the dead. In a land obsessed with eternity, Anubis stood watch at the gates, ensuring that death was not an end, but a passage into a new beginning.